Hello again, everyone. It's Andy here looking at the markets, and I'm currently looking at the major currencies with the dollar index futures. As you know, here looking at week over week action on the 4-hour chart. As you can see on the far left, you have the dollar index on a 4-hour chart. You got the euro or the yen, the Swiss franc, and the Canadian across the top, the euro, pound, the Australian dollar across the bottom. And to give you a little bit of insight here, we have last week's trading range, which is the left horizontal bar. And then this bar in the middle, which is last week's closing, and then this week's closing price you can see over here on the far right. So we're separating last week's activity and this week's activity here. And the main thing that I'm looking at first and foremost is the dollar index and comparing it with what we've seen in the rest of the currencies this week overall. You can see here that the dollar index futures was basically range bound for the most part. We did try to trade lower here. After last week's aggressive sell-off, the market was not able to continue in that direction, which is a very important something very important to observe. You can see just basically chopped sideways. So overall, you can see dollar index futures going sideways over the course of this week, and that set up the tone for the euro going sideways, the pound going sideways, and the Australian dollar going sideways practically. At the same time, the Canadian goes sideways, you got the Swiss franc going sideways, and the yen practically going sideways as well. So overall, this could have been a tough week for anybody trying to look for some serious runners. Might have been a little bit of trouble out there for a lot of newer traders or struggling traders. You can see that the euro found a low here right just below 129, but never really got going. This is pretty much your only you had two setups here, one that sold off here at 130, and another one here that rallied up into 130. So in a sense, the euro had a pretty decent setup. If you were alert, you can see that the pound doing the same kind of situation here, where we had a sell-off in the beginning of the week and a rally at the end of the week, and the dollar index basically showing you what that is. Rally here in the beginning of the week, a sell-off at the end of the week here in the dollar index. Now the main thing here is, again, when you're trading these situations, you have to be very cautious and just let the market either become more obvious or present trading scenarios that are a lot more obvious for you, or you just sit on your hands and not trade altogether. And that's practically what I did here. You can see the Canadian dollar. I mean, just a consolidation. This is a scalper's paradise, but you have to have a little bit more experience to know how to trade this. And this definitely makes it a difficult trading environment over the past week. So overall, dollar index futures going sideways, and you can see the impact that it had on the rest of the currencies. Now, typically what you look for here is, you can see in the euro, big nice uptrend last week. You can see this consolidation that we put in this week. Now the question here is whether or not next week we're going to be able to continue the upward trading momentum and break through this 130 barrier in the euro dollar. At the same time, we need to see if we're going to break or stay above the 160 area here in the pound. You can see a nice up push last week, consolidation or a resting environment here. Now the question here is whether or not we're going to continue to the upside in considerable fashion in the pound. And talking about the Australian dollar, you can see here just a little bit of minor of a correction. Now the question here is whether or not we can push up above 105. You could see just trading around 105 here, and or should I say 104.5, not able to push up to 105 in the Australian dollar. At the same time here, looking at the Canadian dollar, you can see pushing down below the major level here at the big figure, consolidating, going sideways. Now the question here is whether or not we're going to continue the downward momentum in the Canadian dollar and push on down through 99. At the same time, you got the Swiss franc here. Nice downward push here, sideways consolidation. Now the question here is whether or not we're going to be able to push down into the low 92s and continue the downward momentum. At the same time, the euro, or should I say the dollar index, wondering if here we're going to be able to break through this 80 even level, as you can see. So the question here going into next week is whether or not we're going to be able to continue the momentum in the currencies that we established last week. As you can see, this week was nothing but a sideways consolidation, or as we'd like to say, the market was at rest. And so the question here is whether or not we're going to continue the momentum that was established last week going into next week, or if we're going to continue the momentum that was not around this week, or if we're going to reverse. So be on alert, and if you want more detailed into a little bit more analysis, I'm going to do the premium market wrap. So that's all I got for this free market wrap. I hope it helps. Good luck in your trading. Stay safe out there. This is Andy signing out. We'll see you at the next market wrap. While I got you here, I wanted to take a quick moment to say that if you really liked what you're looking at here in the free Forex market wrap video, I wanted to give you the opportunity to come take a look at the premium weekly Forex market wrap video that I do every week. And basically it's a little bit more in depth, or should I say a lot more in depth information about the markets that I cover. And you can see here that in this short video I go over the basics about what I've been looking at on the major currencies. In the more in-depth market wrap video, I take a look at a in-depth analysis on the 6 major currency pairs. You also get actionable trading scenarios. The important thing here is that we're offering a 3-day risk-free trial, so you don't have to pay a cent. It's about a 30 to 45 minute video that'll go through all the major currency pairs that I look at, and it shows you a lot more in-depth analysis and forecast, looking at the longer term picture and the big major trends that are affecting what you're looking at on the lower time frames that you're looking at on a day-to-day basis. So take a moment to go take a look at the premium market wrap video. You can see the link here provided, www.traderstouch.com/3day, and it also includes a free membership to the Traders Learning Network, where you can meet other traders that are like-minded individuals, and they're basically there to help everybody looking at the same markets as you. So good luck, hope it helps, and look forward to seeing you on the inside.